Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
What up, what up, what up, what up, Facebook? What up, everybody? What's up to the dopest, the illest, the coolest cast of the Bathroom Chronicles? How's everybody tonight?
Hey, what's going on?
What up, though?
What up? You know, it feels so great to be back in the States. I had a wonderful time. You know, I got burnt, but you know, it's all good.
You got
I got, yes.
Don't say it like that. Say sunburnt.
Right.
Burnt now. Yeah.
So guys, so listen, I got
We
really
know you're married and
sunburned.
shit, but
I got really sunburned, you know, the whole, you know, everywhere. But I'm good. I'm back. I love my tan. I'm good. How was your week, Bert?
My week has been fantastic.
Really? Okay.
No complaints.
No complaints?
No complaints.
It's show.
Yeah.
Sun in the fun in the sun. My week has been absolutely great.
Okay.
We've all had a real busy week. But my week has been great. Looking forward to the weekend.
Okay.
How about your heady hair? Looking
Yeah.
good over there. Looking
Yeah, my
good.
weekend, it went well this week. And
That's what's up.
I had I had about 3 or 4 people rent the hall out, so I
Hey, that's a good week.
Yes, it
Daddy
was.
got a new jacket.
Right.
Hey.
Everybody, you know what? We want to make sure we give a shout out to Carson's Hall on Kelly Road in East Point. Is that East Point?
Yes.
Yep.
East Point. So listen,
Carson's Hall.
if you're looking for a dope little intimate spot to rent out, we want to make sure that we, you know, hit us up. We got it.
Mark.
Mark, how was your week?
oh, y'all seen it.
What? How was your
Y'all seen it, man. Out here being Inspector Gadget. You know what I mean? What is it? I can't even think. What's it? The Scooby Van, the Mystery Machine. I hear solving crimes and mysteries and shit.
Oh, really?
What
Yeah,
happened?
man. Man, y'all ain't see me busting this case open with the missing girl, man. They got the whole
Yeah,
family
shout
arguing
out
on
to
my
Mark.
live. And, oh, man, y'all like, yeah,
I
man.
commend
Well,
you
I
for that.
did.
Work,
Y'all got to
brother.
tune
Right.
in to 7 Mile Radio.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
I'll be tuning in.
Shout out
See,
to
listen,
Mark.
He don't follow my page. He may follow the station
Yeah,
page.
well, we
but
gotta
yeah,
follow
that
your
on my
page,
page.
too.
Oh, okay,
A
yeah.
lot of action on my page as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mark and his whole entire media team for covering this young lady that's missing. Has been missing for over a month, Zaya Harris.
Oh, wow. Yes.
So that brings us to our topic today.
Okay. So today's topic, guys. So there is a lot going on in the city of Detroit, and right now, really, everyone should be on pause. And you know, Hez came up with something, and he, you know, shared his heart, and it was right on board, you know, and it was like, hey, we have to see what is going on with our youth because there's so much going on. So many kids are coming up missing. Kids are dying. And so tonight our topic is high alert. All eyes on our youth. We are on high alert. All eyes should be on our youth. And so you guys know I always have a song to go with it, right? And I didn't even realize when I put this shirt on, like, oh, Tupac did have a song called All Eyes on Me. And you guys know I love Biggie, so I would never really buy this shirt, but it was pink. And I probably had about 2 years that I never wore it. That's why I wanted to think on it.
I had to give you the big
But
It
anyway,
must have been free.
no, it wasn't. It was the pink that made me buy it. But anyhow, you know, he had a song called All Eyes on Me, you know, and for whatever reason, he felt like, you know, everybody was watching me. And so right now, we want everybody to take our eyes off of, don't take them off of me, take them off of Head, take them off of Bird, take them off of Michelle, take them off of Mark, take them off of 7 Mile Radio. And what we need you to have your eyes on is the youth. What is going on with our youth? Head, what made you want to stop what you're doing and talk about what's going on with our youth?
Let me see. I think this was like last week when I was riding up. I think it was 7 Mile. Was that Osborne? Yeah, 7 Mile. And I say it's probably a bunch of kids. The oldest looked like they probably was like about 8 years old. It's like they was walking from school. Like one of those parents or nobody out there.
Oh, wow.
They running across the street. You know how 7 Mile is. Stay busy. Running across the street, and there was a little girl. And I started to record it too. It was a little girl was standing like on 7 Mile at the light. And there was a guy walking up. He had a mask on, so I waited right there, and she was looking at this man like she thought that he was about to do something to her, grab, but he was actually just walking up about to cross the street. But I saw the look in her face like he about to
She
do
was
something to me. Yeah.
Her concern. See
Right.
concern on her face.
And I just don't understand, like, how do parents be letting their kids, like, walk to school, or even though the school probably be, like, right around the corner or probably 10 houses down. I'm the type of parent, I wouldn't let my kids walk to school. I had to stand out there or walk them to school. And it was just crazy. And then, I got relatives that still there off Warren, about Somerset. And that's where the little young lady came up missing. That two of them, they said two of them.
It's 2 of them now.
Yeah, they came up missing from that area.
Yeah.
So it's just like we just need to pay more attention to our kids. Check their phones, their iPads, and some people just love to get their kids the iPad, phone. Long as they ain't messing with them, long as they doing what they doing, just stay out their way. But we need to be on their iPad, because I remember
media.
my son, he 10 years old, and he be playing that video game all the time with the headset. And one day I just happened to walk past, so I heard him talking to somebody. I'm like, who you talking to? He like, my friend. I'm like, your friend? Who was your friend? He said the guy name. So I'm like, say something. I told my son to say something. So it was an older guy. You know what I'm saying? Because them older guys be on them headsets. And they be trying to tell them kids, like, what to do and all that type of stuff. So we just need to react into what's really going on, focus on our kids, focus on a lot of stuff that's going on out here.
Oh, I agree with you with that, Head, because me working in education, I see it so often where you have kids that come to school and they tell these stories. Oh, my parent won't let me come home, or they just come up with just all kind of stories. And one thing that I've always told my colleagues is, first we're gonna talk to parents first, and find out what the truth really is. There are so many times, guys, where these kids, they are just going to their friend houses. And I don't know, because back in my day, like, you couldn't really go to no one's house without speaking to a parent. I remember I stayed on the east side, and I remember I wanted to spend a night next door. Literally next door, and I remember my parents, like, we've always lived next door, Promenade, P-Nade, shout out to the P-Nade kids. But, we stayed next door to them all our life. And, when it was time, like, I want to spend a night, it was like, okay, well, you're going to take a bath at home. You could go over there from 7 o'clock. And then, you need to be back home at this time. I mean, literally next door. Right. And, and these were people who were families. They could whoop us. But now it's nothing for people to allow their kids to be at homes, be in houses, in cars that they are unfamiliar with. So tonight we want to say, hey, all eyes on our youth. It's time for us to get back focused, because when in the city of Detroit, we are only in the end of February. And I don't know, like, I've heard of a child that was murdered, that got shot in Southfield. I've heard of a child who was shot, I think, on the east side. Wasn't that on the east side over there?
Little girl that got shot on the east side.
Yeah, but it was one of the kid outside playing or something.
That was a month ago. Her friend was shot, the 11-year-old boy, when he was skating.
Yes, he was skating.
And then the girl that just died, she was
so she
on
did
the couch.
pass.
She was on the couch with her mother.
Prayers to her family.
Yeah, prayers to the family.
Absolutely. And so it is time for us to get back to, what is serious and what is priority. Back in our day, I thank God that there was a street code. Women and children were, to be untouched. You know what I'm saying? And so now it is not like that, and we need to get back to, to the basics, to what we need to be focused on.
Absolutely.
Ms. Bell says some of the parents have to work. They have to let them go to school by themselves because they don't have a support system to help them out. And I was a single parent when my kids was going to school too, y'all. And I'm not knocking nobody's circumstances. And I lived in the city. I went to midnights. I'm going to find something that's suitable. Right. So I could work at midnight, get off, come home, and I still walk my kids to school. Like I said, I'm not knocking nobody's circumstances. But these babies, I just couldn't take that chance. You know what I'm saying? So I had to find something, because I was single parenting. I had to find something that was suitable, because my kids are my priority. And I get it, we working. They're your priority, but they're also your priority to protect your children at all times.
At all times.
At all times.
And it definitely takes, it takes two. Like, this is parents. This is where, like, this is so serious right now. Like, hey, we need to get back to co-parenting. You know what I'm saying? Because the day that your kid come up missing, it don't matter who they was with. It doesn't matter if the mom, like, let's get back to co-parenting. Okay, so what hours are you working? Okay, these are hours I'm working.
Right.
Okay, what do I got? You know what? I don't want to talk to you. Matter of fact, I don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me. But when it comes to this kid, like, this is our priority.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's really what it needs to be. Because I'm sorry, like, I'm tired of seeing parents on the news, grandmothers crying about, you know, hey, where's my grandbaby at?
And then it goes back to parents aren't parenting no more, because I was like you, Lou. My mom was like, where you going? What you doing? Who is that? I need to meet. My son is 15 years old. He was like, Mom, I'm about to go to Pontiac and I'm going to spend the night. No, the hell you're not.
Right.
No, the fuck, no, the fuck you're not. And my son is 6'1". He's 6'1". He damn near 300 pounds. He probably ain't nobody going to take him. But that's not the point. The point is, why you got to meet their parents? Because I need to know who you around.
Right.
And even when I meet the parent that day, you still not spending the night that night.
You're not.
Because I need to know. My son like, well, my friend, he older. He can't come get me. No, he can't get you. What the hell is he driving for?
That make it worse.
His older brother gonna come.
That's the nigga that's buying the liquor and everything.
You know, 'cause you don't know. You don't know. My daughter, she was in the car with a couple of her friends. Didn't even know her one friend. They went to high school all 4 years. Here he is with a damn BB gun in the car. The police pull him over on 7 Mile and Coney. He could have blew that man. The police could have blew his head off. What are you riding around with a damn pellet gun for? And then I'm asking my daughter, what is you doing? Now you can't get nobody else's car ever in your life.
You know,
and she 19, but I'm still parenting.
I see Kevin Jackson is saying that parents aren't parenting. They are being friends with their children. And then I have Miss Nation that said there are so many parents out here who do not make their kids the priority. And so, but this is where we have to get back to the village. Like, hey, if Tanya and them not thinking about them kids, then we have to. Remember on that movie, what was that? Was that Boys in the Hood? Who was the one who them kids was in the street and he was like, get them kids, keep them kids out the street.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the village has to, you know, step up and be what they need to be. Bird, what is your thoughts about this?
So my thoughts are, you're absolutely right. First, I want to commend Head for being vigilant, watching that little girl. That's dope and that's commendable. Thank you for doing that. As you talk, it does take a village to raise these children. However, the way that we having these younger parents, you can't tell my kid nothing. Even if I'm telling your kid right. Now you're in education. How many times has that kid been messed up in school? Parent that come up there, they want to fight you because you picking on the kid. But I'm not picking. You're not picking on the kid. You correcting the piss poor behavior that they bring in.
Well, but I'm just saying. So I am a different type of educator, and you know I do know that sometimes I'm not just educating kids. I must educate parents. And so the day that I can't tell your kid what to do is the day that your kid needs to be at home and you homeschool.
I respect that.
Because what I tell parents all the time is that when you send them to me, they will respect me and they will respect what I say. The day that I can't tell them what to do, if somebody come in here right now that's trying to blow their head off, I'm supposed to put my life on the line for them, right? That's not fair to Deanna and Daniel for their mama to be putting her life on the line for a kid that don't respect her.
Absolutely.
So if they can't respect me, take his ass home with you so I can protect the rest of these kids. You know what I'm saying? And I could be safe and I can make sure that they're safe. So that's my approach, Bird. You know, I'm not going to stop telling you what's right. I'm not. So if I have to educate a parent, then I'll just do it. One of the things that I need for people to stop doing, I saw a young man yesterday inside CVS. And he was in the pharmacy, and I didn't feel threatened, but he had on a ski mask. And I asked him, I said, you know, can I ask you a question? And he was like, you know, yeah. And, you know, it was an older gentleman standing next to me. I said, when you see people with them ski masks on, that don't make you nervous? Right? And I'm asking the guy with the ski mask. I'm like, that don't make you nervous? He said, well, no, because, you know, it's really about what they be doing behind. I said, but you don't really know. I said, you know, that makes me nervous as a black woman. And
I ain't never seen no ski mask that says, I'm nice.
Yeah, listen,
right.
I said, as a black woman, and I am a boy mom. I'm a boy mom. So, you know, I love my nieces because I'm a girly girl, but I'm a boy mom, so I can relate to boys. But as a black woman, that scared the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? You walking around with a ski mask. So, like, let's stop it. Let's take them off, because right now kids are coming up missing. If somebody would have known or noticed something, you know what I'm saying? Notice a face or a look. But they can't notice anything because we walking around with ski masks and damn hoodies on.
Most of the crimes that's on fucking television. Everybody got their whole entire face. Let me tell you, my kids, when they get in the car, and I have 3, my children are biracial. So I tell them, you're a black man. They ain't looking at nothing. They ain't looking at your mama. They looking at you. My sons don't ride in the car with their hoods on. They not going in the store with no face covered up. The pandemic is over.
Right.
But see, the people that... I understand you still want to be precautious, right? But most people that got their whole damn face covered up, why?
Yeah.
Well, it's a fad. It's a fad now.
Well, but it's a fad that needs to stop.
Absolutely.
If it was my business, you wouldn't come in like that.
Because
Go find somewhere else, spend your money somewhere else.
What made that ski mask look cool or popular outside?
Well, there's a rapper called Pooh Shiesty. That's what it started from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you know, one of the things that you also got to be mindful of not just the people around you, but hell, we have a young man that was shot and killed because he had a hood on his head, an iced tea and some Skittles in his hand.
Absolutely.
What do you think these police gonna do? And you say you got a son that's 6'1" and he's a baby. But guess what? When that black baby is a grown man, when he go out there in that world,
they still don't. If they look at him now, if you see him coming up the street now, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
My nephew.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's the stance that he
Absolutely.
has.
Right. But we have to, like, you know, we're living in a time, guys, where it's so much going on. Let's do something different. We can't keep, you know what I'm saying, doing the same behavior. Kevin. And I'm not calling it's probably not a behavior, but that's what the word I'm going to use. We cannot keep doing the same behavior and want different results.
Stop being followers.
Right now, so we want to.
That's the part I was talking about, Kevin. Not so much of Pooh Shiesty, but it's the same reason.
Right. Give a shout out to Kevin Jackson. He is actually one of Detroit police, and so you know, Kevin, we do want you to call in. We want to open up the lines early today because we want to get this message out. We want to, you know, if anybody know anything about these kids that's missing, anyone wants to share any kind of, you know, because we want parents to be on alert as well, so they can watch and know what to look for. Absolutely. And so, can you open the lines up?
And we will
they open it up 313-723-0481.
And we'll be showing some of the recent pictures of the babies that are missing right now. Y'all, it only take 2 seconds. Y'all get up every morning, every 2 seconds to check these damn cell phones and Facebook and social media, Instagram. Share these babies. Get these babies home. Share them. It takes 2 seconds to share something. If it was your baby, then what? You would want somebody beating the street for you. You would want Mark and his crew out looking for your babies. Share these babies. Get these babies home.
Right. Absolutely.
Get them home, y'all.
If you are a parent and you are at home during the daytime and you know it's a bus or it's a school route on your block, get up. Look out the window, y'all. Let's start opening the blinds up. Open the doors up. Start watching and seeing what is going on in the neighborhood. Right. You cannot just be so overly concerned about yours, but you're not worried about the person next door. Because let me tell you this. The kids on the kids are the biggest influencers of kids.
Absolutely.
You know, and so you don't want to just be like, oh, I'm just worried about my baby. No, let me get everybody that they hang with, and maybe I can get them to follow what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we could prevent this, because there was also a shooting in Southfield, and it broke my heart because somebody rented a room, a hotel room, for kids, which I don't understand. Why in the hell would some 15-year-olds or 6? I never understood that. Like, were they going to the hotel for what? But anyhow, so they're going into the hotel. You're renting a room for them. There's no adult there, and somebody gets shot in the head. This is a 10th grader at Loyola High School. You know what I'm saying? So somebody was paying for him to even be at that school.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, he gets shot in the head. Somebody called the police. The police gets off the elevator. There's 2 young men that's coming onto the elevator. They just decide to just like, oh, y'all come with us. You know what I'm saying? You know, they come with us. They have 2 damn guns. One a Glock, one a 380. One of them was stolen from Flint, and the other one was unregistered.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And these are 15 and 16-year-old. Listen, kids, and I'm talking to you, so I don't know if you can look. I'm looking you in the face. It's nothing normal about a 15-year-old who stay at home with parents who walking around with fucking Jordans on, that every need you have is being met, but you walking around here with a damn pistol. It ain't shit cool about that. That shit is not normal.
Right.
And if you are around somebody who have that, get the hell away from them. If you see something, say something. I am tired of seeing young kids dying. If yours can die, mine can die.
You could be on
You know what I'm
other,
saying?
be on the other
If
side.
mine can live, yours can live. That's how I get down.
Absolutely.
I'm always thinking about the next person, the next kid. When I see shit on the news, that shit breaks my heart.
Yeah, and then another thing, y'all need to stop having these weapons out for these kids and get a hold to. Like the little
Absolutely.
2-year-old, was she 2 or 3, that shot herself in the eye?
Yeah.
That shot
And
a
it's
found a
countless
gun?
reports. Just
Yeah.
countless.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why'd y'all
You
leave
want to
these?
own a gun? Have good. Go to class first of all. Stop paying Ray and John and Bob for your damn CPL. Oh, she didn't have to go. We just gonna pay them $125. You gonna give them a CPL license? Stop doing that because gun ownership is very, very important.
Firearm safety.
And they're starting to charge these parents. That's why the
They need
Crumblies
to.
are in court
They
right
need
now.
to.
They're starting to charge these parents.
They need
in
to.
Southfield, the
Absolutely. They
dude that's running
definitely do that.
Southfield right now, the police chief, he come from Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's looking to hold responsible for that Westin Hotel too.
Oh, yeah.
So parents, if you don't want to parent, somebody gonna make you parent,
So-
or you gonna be locked up too.
Right.
So this is what the inner city, and I'm speaking to Detroit. I am a Detroiter. I pay taxes. I own houses, so I can say what the hell I want to say about Detroit.
Absolutely.
Right? And I work in Detroit, so all that's covered. Let me tell you something. The problem with Detroit, us as Detroiters, we don't watch what's going on around us. When that young man shot them, and it's not a color thing, but I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. When them kids out in Oxford was murdered, that right there set the tone. Hey, a lot of stuff got to change. I was working in education, so I know that what they were doing. I know that they had took the police officers out of the schools, right? Because they didn't want it to feel like prisons. But guess what? When he shot that school up, now they saying it should be an armed person in those schools.
Yeah.
When they found out his parent purchased the gun, what did they do?
That was some
His
dumb
parents
shit.
are on, you know what I'm saying? His parents are being charged. The mother was found guilty. They are getting ready to start holding people
Lock her
accountable.
ass up.
Once it started affecting across the 55-mile road, it's coming to 8 miles, 7 miles,
Kevin.
6
That's
miles,
23
5
miles.
miles. I'm just
It
saying
ain't that far.
Mr.
It's
Jackson.
coming
Mr. Jackson said the person that purchased the room will be prosecuted to the fullest.
to the
Right.
fullest. Yes, listen.
And they should be.
They should.
This
Laws
young
are
man lost
changing.
his life. Senseless. This little girl was at home, over her cousin's house. Drive by, shoot up this house. No regards for nobody. And this baby done lost her life.
Yes, yes.
And don't ever see, the problem is we think it's never going to happen to us.
It is going to
And
happen.
it will happen
happen.
to you.
It
You'll
will.
be the one sitting where she was or he was. And it's
Talking
very,
about my baby ain't never hurt nobody.
let me tell you.
Still got to smoke that.
Y'all
red
better
race
parent.
I got
They
it.
better.
I
Y'all
got a
better
question
parent
for
or
you.
just keep your legs closed.
I got a question. What do you think is the bigger problem? Because it starts at home. It starts with the
Because they're
parents.
not
being-
parenting no more.
Well, I don't think it's just always just the parents. Also, I think it's a combination of a couple things. I think it is the first part. The responsibility starts with the parents.
Absolutely.
And when they're talking about the parents, I'm talking about you got to watch and be on top of what it is that your kids are taking in, what are they watching, what they listen to. Because regardless, it's just music. I don't care. Everything subliminally feeds something that's inside of you.
Oh, yeah.
And what's going to come out is how that's being managed by the parent. And then also really knowing about who you hanging around. But it starts with when you're a parent, what type of values are you going to put into these kids? Why do you feel the need that they have to go out here and have a gun? Realistically, that party was the oldest person was 16 years old. Why did that person feel the need they had to have a gun?
Because listen, let me tell you, it's a different, I see it, so I'm about to tell a secret, but I don't give a shit. Listen,
Shit.
these kids, they are so into social media and numbers that they will let anybody follow them without knowing who follow them.
Yeah.
Right? So, Kevin Jackson, I know him. I've worked with him some years. But before he was a police officer, he really was, he broke a whole lot of cases. You know what I'm saying? Like, watching kids, seeing who was at what gang and, all that stuff, right? They put everything on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they do.
I have kids, listen, I have kids who I follow, and every time they go live, and they not our students anymore, but every time they go live, I get an alert. When I say they have all kind of guns and just all kind of craziness, and I just don't understand, like, parents, why are you know what I'm saying? If like I told my kids, if I can't know your password and I'm not your friend, you're not entertainment. You can't have social media.
Absolutely.
Right.
You can't have it.
And you know what the crazy thing about it? You might have like a cousin in the family. He might be, say, he probably like 17. Your son probably like 14. But you know your little cousin out here in the streets. You know what type of stuff he do. So why would you let your son go hang around him or go to his house? You already know he gonna put the devil inside his mind. Mm-hmm. I used to be. I used when I was young. I was wild. Used to be in the game.
Man,
So I already know what it is. Kids sit back and they watch. Mm-hmm. They started off at home. They could be 2 years old. They watch and see what their parents doing, and they register in their mind. Mm-hmm. So what they see us doing or what they hear, they gonna do it too.
Because these babies are sponges.
Yeah.
They're absorbing everything.
Everything.
They mirror. They're gonna mirror everything. Whatever you deem to be
important, they're gonna mirror that. Be in a community. It's time for us to get back to knowing our neighbors.
Not even all the time what you deem to be important. Sometimes they mimic shit that you don't even want them to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To know.
And then they got this challenge on Facebook. Oh yeah, baby, you can cuss, but cuss and say whatever you want to say. I'm gonna be right back. Who the hell?
Right.
What the hell going on?
So did y'all see the viral video of the woman on Facebook, right? Who is giving her toddler son a sip out of the Don Julio bottle?
Oh wow! Hell no, that's child endangerment.
Roll that beautiful.
Take her ass to jail.
I thought you was about to say the little girl that was waxing people. The little
that one too.
That was crazy.
What do you mean waxing?
They
had a video.
Her mom is allowing her to wax people's private areas.
Oh hell no!
Little girl about 2 years. Was she 2 or 3?
No, she like 4.
Yeah.
4-year-old daughter.
And you see they had a picture of somebody with their legs cocked up in the air.
Eagle, dog.
And she right between them.
She waxing.
24 people she done did.
Kevin Jackson says we have to stop being scared to correct kids when we see them doing wrong. We have so many people who are afraid to correct kids because they don't know what might happen. God protect those who take care of the elderly, the women, and the children. Man, that's the truth.
But I'm gonna tell you this though, it's so crazy now because it's like you can't really, whoop kids these days now, or you going to jail.
But if
like whoever came out with that law,
I get what you saying. Well, they took the whoopings out the school. I used to
black
get
people
whooped.
still gonna do it though.
But see, they took it because this is the thing. With every law, it was put in place for somebody. It was put in place for a reason, right? But the problem is that sometimes that because a lot of people fall under the umbrella, and it needs to be case by case. There is a difference between abuse and discipline.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Now, it may leave similar marks.
I was gonna say, well, I was abused,
but the intent behind it.
But it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between it. I've seen where kids, are acting out at school. They're doing this. They being disrespectful, and we calling the parent. Because we want the parent to, to do something, and then the parent do something. Now the school want to call. We haven't done it, but the school want to call CPS. Like, no, we're gonna stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference between when we went back to a couple of weeks ago from DPS students and suburban students. Right, my son went to Marquette. The lady called me and told me he was throwing some books on the damn floor. I said, "Excuse me, he throwing what?" Oh, okay. Got my belt, got out, walked right past the security guard, walked up to the second floor, and said, "Where he at?" She said, "Oh, he down the hallway." I walked in there and beat the hell out of him with that belt. And I said, "What book you paid for? Pick it up." I didn't care if they called CPS or not, but they didn't. But if I'd have did that at the high school in the suburbs, that'd have been like, what the
Yeah, 'cause yeah.
But this is the reason why, because
Yeah.
they take so much away from us, and we can't even parent it. But I'm
Right.
still parent. I'm
But we
still
need
do my
to-
damn thing.
Listen, we must, like, parenting must go forth.
And,
So,
and then reach out to your resources, okay? Because you might be scared to step out on faith, right?
guys,
so-
share.
Step out with your resources. DPD, I don't care what nobody say. They do their damn thing.
Absolutely.
You hear
Absolutely.
me?
Shout out to DP.
And I'm not saying that because Mr.
Can't
Jackson's
even
on
say it.
here.
Say it, Lou. Say it.
I'm saying
You heard me say that.
shout out to
DPS.
DPD.
D, right. You know, I
They
wanna
gonna
say
do their
that.
damn
Yeah.
thing, and it's a lot of officers that care. Like my son was, I ain't going. I said, you ain't going where? Okay, let me drop you off. We pull up. We at the, I think it was the 10th precinct. Where we going? I said, we going in here. See, what you not gonna do is walk away from me, and then you be on the motherfucking news, and they be at my door.
Yeah.
So this is what I did. I walked in, bunch of officers standing around. Hey, what's going on with you now, man? He telling me. I said, oh, he don't want to go to school. Where do I leave him? The first lady says, you want me to whoop his ass? I said, I could do that, but I want somebody else. They take him in the back. They got a neighborhood police officer for every single precinct. These men are here to help our youth when we single parenting. They really are. Step out on faith.
So
ask
you
questions.
To the precinct for them to get a whooping? That's what they said?
No.
Well,
Hey.
they didn't whoop him,
They
but
put fear in them.
I'm gonna tell you.
they was like, hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You going to school or you going back here with us?
What better to do? You have parents right now that are so quick to turn the kids over to the what do you call them? The DBs, the digital babysitters, and that don't help nothing. That just creates and plants seeds of negativity and drama. I'd rather turn my child over to somebody that's gonna offer corrective.
And it was a good thing.
Right.
So I think it was like right place, right time. They had two young male officers. They were like 19 and 21. They was getting ready to go to the academy, but they came from single parent homes, and they was telling them like, look, you know, I ain't have my dad around, woo, but I turned myself around, and you got, so it was a good, you know, it was good.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is reach out.
Reach
because
out.
there's still people that want to help. You're not alone
And
in
listen,
this.
I ain't know they just did
Oh,
that.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, listen, absolutely, they do. And you know, somebody else just put on here, Nashawn and Yvette actually, you know, added on to that. The fear of God has to be placed in your child, or the fear of a higher being, whether it's Jehovah, whether it is, you know, whatever your belief is.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in God, but you have to put some fear. So, okay, hey, even if your mama don't see you, you do know that there's a God that sees you, and he knows all, he sees all. You know, you have to put that fear at a young age. Like, you know, one of the issues is that they just don't fear anything.
Yeah, that you do gotta put
I
that fear in
remember,
them.
like, I remember, you know, for a kid to walk around with a loaded gun, I remember dating, you know, when I was very young, and, you know, something happened, and I was about to go get my daddy gun on this guy. And I'm telling you, the fear of, like, my daddy told me, do not touch them guns. He never hit them. Guns were never hid because my dad was a hunter.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So we knew where guns and shotguns and all that, you know, my brothers had, you know, guns. But when don't touch it means just
Don't
that.
touch it.
Do not touch it.
And
Yeah.
that goes back to
Yeah.
build a relationship with your children.
Absolutely.
So this whole Isaiah Harris story, I listened to some of her family members that called in. They was so irate, and they was pissed, and they was ready to fight, and they was ready, and all the energy was going opposite way. But one of the viewers said, damn, if something was wrong with me, I wouldn't come to you either. Because if that's the response I'm going to get, shit, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So it breaks my heart because it feels like this baby didn't have nobody to talk to. Nobody to save her. Y'all need to, I don't care who it is, reach out to somebody. We got all us as podcast members. We got Mark. We got his media team. We care, babies. If y'all need anything, reach out. It could be a complete stranger that's going to listen and aid you into a way that you need to be aided into, because some of y'all parents so off the fucking chain and you don't want to pay attention to your kids, and they crying out for help and they doing this and they telling you I'm fucked up, I'm hurting, something's wrong.
You know what? It's crazy you said that, right? Because I was at my cousin's house. He was helping his daughter with her homework. And his daughter, I think she about 7 or 8, and he asked her the question. She getting up the wrong answer. So he he like, your dumb ass ain't paying no attention. So
Wow.
I'm looking like,
Oh,
That right there, man.
I'm
That's
looking like-
terrible.
man, that's
so-
worse
yeah.
than
So that's-
kids before they're old enough to
Yeah.
understand what the cut. Not that it would make it better if they did understand it, right? Because when they start
Right.
spitting them back out at your ass,
Man.
right.
Yeah.
Then you
now
mad.
they wrong.
You,
Yeah.
you turn the child's light off before you can even have a chance to learn.
Yeah, but this is the thing. We have to, you know, one of the things I always say to the youth is, it is my job to check you, correct you, and cover you. And sometimes love and help don't always look and feel the way you desire for it to
absolutely
feel,
not.
right? And so, you know, it's my job to first check you. Hey, what are you doing? You know you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
And they may come off, what the hell are you doing? You know, it may come off really harsh, right? So I'm going to check you first. Then I'm going to correct you. You don't do it like this. You do it like that. You know what I'm saying? You come this way. So I'm going to give you the tools of what you should do, right? But then I have to cover you. Cover you meaning that I'm not going to let somebody else come and hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got you. I just need the behavior to stop. Once the behavior stop, I'ma stop. You know what I'm saying?
But they're more receptible to, even if you say, "What the hell you doing?" You're more receptible. But when you tear down my spirit, and I'm 13 and I'm already hurting, when you tear me down, I'm blanked the fuck out from there on. I don't even hear nothing else you said. You could call me what you want to call me because you done tore my spirit down. I seen the video they play. Get your ass over here so we can pray, you know. And she was just dogging these babies.
Right.
They have no chance.
Yeah.
No chance because you done tore their spirits down.
And this is the thing. People, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What people don't understand is that you do not know where these kids are coming from, right? You don't know what, you know what I'm saying, what they're dealing with on a daily basis. And even to the youth, you don't know what, as an adult, what I'm dealing with.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what, you know, attacks, what bills, what's trying to overtake me. So we are two people who are going through a lot. But what you have to know is that God will always have help for us and for you. And it don't always look the way you want it to look, and it doesn't always sound the way you want it to sound. But the help is here. And the thing is that we have to come out of that. What happens in my house, stay in my house. You don't tell my business. No. Listen, mama. Listen, auntie or whoever. Listen, we need help. You know what I'm saying? Mama, you need help. Mama, you need an outlet. Daddy, my mama, you ain't helping. You ain't giving no child support. That's stressing my mama out. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to figure it out. Like, it's time for us to start telling the truth so we can get the help we need. Because at the end of the day, we are losing our kids. We're losing the kids.
See,
Yes.
you gotta sit down and talk to these kids, explain to them. You can't be like, as a kid ask you something, like I used to have to tell my sister back then when my little nephew used to ask her a question. She's like, "Boy, go on, your ass trying to be nosy." I said, "He ain't trying to be nosy. He asking you a question because he don't know."
Trying to learn.
You got to tell him, explain to him, for he can know. It ain't that he being nothing. You're not gonna be like, go sit your ass in there trying to be nosy. They ain't trying to be nosy. They trying to ask you something because they don't know. They want to know. I'm like saying, if a girl 11 years old, and the mama ain't never explained to her, like, if you come on your administration, this is how you supposed to do it. She never told her. So now she 11 years old. Now she embarrassed to even tell her mama, tell somebody that she came on. She'll go in the bathroom, get some tissue, and stick it up her. You know what I'm saying? To try to stop the bleeding.
Oh, no.
Because the parents ain't never explained to her, like, when you come to that situation, this is what you got to do.
And you supposed to be telling your baby, my daughter, I got 2 daughters. We had this conversation way before teenager, way before 8, 9.
But a lot of parents don't do this.
But that's so Ms. Lena said, yes, parents are parenting and some don't have the patience, nor do they have the common sense that God gave them, and need some help themselves, but they're in denial. Been living in dysfunctional for so long, you start to believe that is normal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until you see something different, you be like, damn, that ain't what we do at home.
Right.
Yeah.
What I do understand is that parents today, yesterday, and tomorrow and forever can only give you what they have in them, and not that frustration, that anger. That is something that was planted to them by their mama. So they are the product of a dysfunctional family. They're a product of irrational normalization, of piss poor treatment and piss poor parenting. They're in schools now. They are introducing SEL, social emotional learning, to children is in the age of kindergarten. Teaching how children to understand their emotions, how to work through their feelings, being able to articulate their feelings.
They are.
In kindergarten. And what's so dope about this is now that they're also, it's another prong to that is they're teaching the parents this also. So what this does is it teaches the parent to grow emotionally, talk and understand their feelings, and that it's okay to feel how they're feeling, but then to not stay in that space and what can I do to get better, but they're teaching the child as well.
But you know what, Bird? And that is a great thing, because let me say this, and I go to counseling. You know, I believe in counseling. I believe that all people you should have a very, very, very spiritual relationship, or you should go to counseling. And you're dope if you do both. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
But however, you know, having that, being able to talk, you know, about how you feel, it is a way to be able to talk, to express yourself in an appropriate way. What I've told students, you know, kids, is like, listen, I'm a parent, and I'm going to tell you what drives me crazy. It drives me crazy for someone who I'm taking care of, who I am doing all I'm supposed to do, making it happen, to look me in the face and lie or play with my head, play with my mind, right? That makes me angry. And, you know, like, so, like, let's not do that, right? Let's not do that, because when you do that, I'm human too. You know what I'm saying? And so it brings out something else in me. That's just, you know, that's just me. So, like, let's learn how to, let's learn how to talk and be. So let me get you, if you need counseling, let me give you counseling.
Absolutely.
You know, if you need to be able to talk or whatever, there is a way to do it. Kids are some of the biggest bullies I've ever seen, y'all, for real. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because now it's like, if you don't do what they want you to do, they running away. They, you know what I'm saying? They just doing things that's not okay. But kids, I'm not trying to whoop y'all tonight. What I'm saying to you is, there was a movie called The Wiz. And, you know, she was dreaming and she wanted to go to this other place. And here she is. She wake up and she's in this whole nother world. And, you know, and she's free to be. But the whole dream, the whole time while she was there, what she dreamed of doing was, I just want to be back at home. There is no place like home. Now, if you in a home where they are abusive, where you're being molested, you're being somebody walking in the house and just knocking the shit out of you, that's abuse. That's abuse. You know what I'm saying?
And if you know something as a grown ass person, and you don't send me a picture of a refrigerator with chains on it, damn it.
Yeah.
You should have called somebody.
Absolutely.
Right.
You wrong. You have failed these kids as much as anybody else in that damn household.
Yeah,
and
so
that's what made me mad. So if you know about some abuse,
that's abuse. Like, we can't, come on, y'all. Like,
and y'all not reporting it,
that's abuse. That's abuse. Somebody, you walking in a room and, you know what I'm saying, somebody just knocking the shit out of you just
your
because,
nose bleeding,
you know
your
what I'm
eyes
saying?
black.
And I'm saying knocking the shit out of you because the boyfriend didn't do something. That's abuse. But your parent getting on to you because you're bringing home failing grades. And it's not the grades. It's not because you turned in every assignment. It's because you're missing every assignment. No, that is not abuse. When you go, I'm going to tell you what abuse is. Abuse is when you're able to go over Tammy's house and you're able to stay over there for 5 and 6 days. Ooh. And Tammy haven't talked to your mama. And your mother is at home worried about her baby. That's abuse. That's what abuse is. Abuse is not someone correcting you for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because what you have to know, that there is a whole world. That same number, 911 number that you dial on your parent, once you turn 18 years old, that 911 don't become your friend. That police, I'm sorry, now they're going to hold you accountable for the things that you're doing. Absolutely. Your parents are trying to prevent you from making bad decisions. There is no place like home. There is no place, if you feel like I'm being abused at home, let me tell you something. All you got to do is tell your parent, I don't want to be here. And a mature parent will say, oh, okay, well, let's talk about where you can be at. Because you're not going to go where you want to go. But Absolutely. We can talk about where you can go. So Absolutely. You can go over another house where, or a grandmother or uncle or somebody who believe in the same beliefs the same thing that I want for you. You know what I'm saying? But we're not going to be in a toxic relationship. I'm not going to have you calling the police and running away, raising my blood pressure, and I have 3 other kids. But what I will do is I will give us a space and a place, a time to be apart. You know what I'm saying? So you can realize that nobody's going to take care of your little ass like I am. You know, I'm just saying.
Preach.
You know, so I'm just saying.
And that's the reason why I took mine down to the police station. I said, you ain't about to. I just want to go to the east side with my auntie. No, the hell you not.
Right.
Yeah.
Because me and your auntie, we parent different. We parent different. You're going to get your ass up. You're going to go to school. You're going to do everything you need to do. Because everything I needed to do as your mama, you got it. So we're not going to play these games. So you only got 1 or 2 options. Mm-hmm. You go to school, do what the fuck I asked you. Or you can, I'm going to drop you off at the appropriate place.
We're going to have a conversation.
We're going to have a conversation.
But you don't got to run away, baby. We can walk away. We can walk away together to a place where I know that you're going to be safe.
But let me tell you something Mr. Jackson said earlier in the comments. Mm-hmm. Most of these kids, they really want you to hold them accountable for certain things. They really do. They're looking for discipline. My oldest son, he'll be 29 on March 6th. He says, I really wish you would have pushed me a little bit more. Me and him we grew up together. I was a teen mother. I didn't even know what it was to have a baby. So we really grew together. But he told me as he got out there, it's like, I really wish you'd have pushed me more. Well, baby, I wish I'd have knew more, but I ain't know shit. Mm-hmm. But I was being honest. Mm-hmm. But for him to tell me that my parenting with my younger son is that much stronger because they want you to push them. They want you to be like, hey, come on, we got to do this together. What you want to do? We got to figure this out together. You having a problem at school? Talk to these babies. They might have problems at school. Why they don't want to go to school on a regular basis? Because there might be somebody at school that's bothering them. But until you have a relationship with your child and you can talk to them without calling them bitches, hoes, or this, or you going to do that, or you going to do that. Oh, she out just looking for some dick. Who says that about their child?
That should be crazy.
That
and
is
they
true.
do doing that.
Yeah, they do.
Do saying that. That's crazy.
I'm confused.
They do. And
but I'm not gonna come to you and talk to you.
Yeah.
If you feel like that about me.
But this is what we some kind of way, guys. We must come outside of ourselves to be able to reach out. You know what I'm saying? Head, you as a male, you know. Because young men are just as, you have girls that's doing things, but you have just as many young men who are going the opposite way as well. So what are some of the things that you feel like you know what I'm saying, you as a male, you like almost, what, you 40?
48.
48, okay. So what is something that you feel like your generation can do to try to reach the youth? You know what I'm saying? And to try to make, not just reach them, but try to keep them safe too.
Sit down, probably have a conversation with them and listen to what they going through and see what they've been through, because a lot of these young guys out here, they really want to act hard, but they really want to reach out to somebody. And you know what I'm saying, but you know how motherfuckers be having that chip on their shoulder, but when you pull them to the side and have a conversation with them, their whole conversation be different than it be when they in the streets.
And I think Mark got that the other night. So I was listening to the interview and the brother called in.
So Mark, tell us.
He was on the tip.
Tell us about that, Mark?
Well, I mean, it was just, I guess, that certain elements of the stories that was told to me, he felt like was untrue. You know what I'm saying? I guess in specific, the part about him being in a gang, right? And supposedly that he had got into it with some gang people and owed them some money or something like that, and also had messed with one of their sisters. So it was alleged that somebody said that, if you want to mess with people's sisters, then we'll mess with your sister. So that whole part about him, he said he's not in the gang and he doesn't, participate in that activity. But then, as late as it was at night, he said, I had to get off the phone because I got to go shoot some moves. Now, what 17-year-old got to go shoot some moves?
So you know he in the gang then.
But I guess what I got from that conversation was he was so, I know it was an emotional thing, like really high, right? But at the end, it was like he was broke. And Mark kind of brought him back, like, he was like, I'm sorry. He even apologized to Mark, like, he was broke. He didn't, he got a sister. It's just him and his sister. He don't know where his sister is. And see, as a 17-year-old, y'all both know his men standing around. Y'all supposed to protect them. Yeah. So at the end of the conversation, it just seemed like he was broke.
He probably was.
So
he probably feel like he think he failed.
Mark kind of brought him around, like, hey, we ain't here against you. We really trying to
Not
stomp. You know, we trying to stomp the street. We out here.
Yeah.
You know, trying to find your sister. So it's
He's
like,
saying, you know, why we out here talking and why we ain't out here looking. I mean, where you're talking to the person that did lead a
absolutely,
quite substantial amount
Yeah.
of people out there to
absolutely.
find. Right? We didn't see any family members, and I'm not saying that to him because I know that he's being restricted. Right? He's being confined by the people that is controlling this situation. So he has no choice but to be where he is. But so it was just a bunch of bullshit.
And then as a man, we feel like our duty is to protect the people that's around us that we love. So when something do happen,
Man,
and we want,
I'm that young, and my little sister going, man, I'm heartbroken.
Yeah, heartbroken, because you feel like I'm supposed to be there.
You know,
That's if there's
Kevin
no father in
Jackson,
the house.
Kevin Jackson said that's why every year while working in education, he would find the kid who acted up the worst and made them his kid. Took responsibility for him about disciplining them financially, and then he would watch them turn around and not want to get back in trouble because they didn't want to hurt him. There was a young man who came, who was in my class. This happened last week. And this young man, like, you know how there are kids you work for all of them, but it's certain kids you work with, right? And so, you know, he come to my class, he's always, you know, respectful or whatever. But this day, when he came into class, I smell weed. Now, I don't smoke, so I know the smell of weed. And I'm like, so I asked him, I said, you smoke? You been smoking? He was like, nah. So I went on and kept talking. And I said, you been smoking? And he looked. And I said, you got to know how to keep it real with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You got to know, you got to have somebody to keep it real with. And so instead of me, you know, going there with him, what I did was I told him, like, you know, you so much better than that. Like, you really a leader. You know, I see how you move. I could tell in your group, they don't mess with you like that. You a leader. People look at you. People, you know, they follow you. Everybody follow you. He kept looking at me like, dang. I said, do that. Don't they follow? He's like, yeah. I said, see, God make leaders and he make followers. You know, and when you a leader, you just a born leader, and it's your responsibility to follow people. You too dope for that. You supposed to be protecting me. I'm really supposed to be listening to you. This is what I'm telling a 15-year-old. I'm supposed to be listening to you because you are a man. You know, and I'm supposed to, like, look up to you and follow you. And right now, if somebody came in this room and tried to hurt me, they supposed to come through you to get to me. And when I say that boy was looking at me with tears in his eyes, so I didn't have to suspend him. I don't believe that he'll come to school high because he's better than that. You're better than that. You're better than just walking around high.
And I think he gonna
planted a seed that nobody else planted before.
Absolutely.
You talk about the importance of teachers, and I remember this very adamantly. At Denby, we had this teacher named Mr. Lanier. He was an English teacher. Every morning, he was standing at the 3rd floor at the steps, and he said good morning to everybody that came up the stairs and looked them in the eye. How you doing? So one day we were in class, and I asked him, I said, I stayed back after class. Mr. Lanier, I got to ask you something. I said, why do you say good morning, how are you to everybody that comes upstairs? He said, Mr. Bird, he says, I can't control what goes on in their home, but I want them to feel acknowledged by me and for them to feel safe here. No, whatever they got to deal with at home, they can leave it at the door right here and be safe and be kids. I never forgot that. So shout out to Mr. Lanier. Thank you for imprinting that on me, because I, to this day, ask people, how are you? Because sometimes you ask that right question, you open up a floodgate to allow them to release whatever stress that they're holding on to.
And that is so important, you know. Again, I'm a boy mom, so I typically call young men son. Son, how are you? Son. And I can remember a young man one year, and he was like, you know, he was just always gave me attitude. And I asked him, I said, you know, son, like, did I do something to you? I pulled him to the side. I said, did I do something to you or whatever? Because you always just, you know, really rude. And he was... you know, I'm like, he said something. I'm like, you know, why are you so rude? He said, because you say stuff to me that you don't have to. And I said, what? He said, you always saying stuff to me. And I'm like, well, what do I say? He said, well, you call me son. Right? And I said, okay. He said, but I'm not your son. Like, no, because in their generation, that during that time, son was disrespectful. Okay, just like sis. Remember, sis for a minute was a disrespectful word, right?
I'm sonning you. Like
and so
you're beneath me.
I told him, I said, listen, son, I have sons. So when I say, hey, son, you okay? You need something? Because that's what I used to say. Hey, you good? You need something? I said, when I say it, I'm saying it because I'm looking at you as if you're my son. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at you as if you're mine, you know. And so, do you need something? Hey, how are you doing, son? How you know, young ladies, hey, beautiful, hey, you know, like, but young man, you don't always have to hear a woman cussing you out and dogging you out. It is, you know, and from that day forward, when I say our whole, like, relationship changed, you know what I'm saying? But what it is the baby didn't know how to receive
exactly because
he didn't know how to receive it. Yeah,
because
never had it before.
It probably was dysfunctional at home.
You know what the powerful thing in the world is?
Love.
Conversation.
Come on, Ed. Love.
Conversation.
Love.
It ain't love, it's conversation. But listen, you gotta have conversations.
You remember his hat, right?
Listen.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It's conversation. 'Cause listen, if you don't have this say it's me and whom got into it with each other back in high school or whatever. So now every time we see each other, we frowned up when we're ready to do something to each other. So as I come to him and pull him to the side, have a conversation with him, and explain whom like what's going on, how I feel. That he explained to me, and then man,
now we gotta understand.
You gotta understand it. See, it's all about conversation with somebody. That's just like if you owe me money, I loaned you some money, and you might not even got it. You say you're gonna pay me Friday, but you don't got it Friday. So I'm calling you. You don't even want to answer the phone. Now I'm mad at
all
you
you
because
had to do was say,
hey, look, I don't got it right now.
Check didn't come.
I got you in a couple of days. Woo, conversation is everything.
So
see, people don't have conversations.
So this is the thing. So with kids, you know, we must start having conversations.
You gotta have conversation.
And
communication.
And we have to be able to have a conversation without confrontation. I try to work on that a lot with my
Say
sons.
that again, please.
A conversation without confrontation.
Right.
A conversation without confrontation. Like, let's just have a space and a place and a time where we could just conversate. I call it, you free to speak. You free to speak in your, you know, I won't take it personal. I won't take it offensive. But we must begin to have a conversation without confrontation with our kids. Because at the end of the day, if we didn't lost one kid, that's one too many.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's really one too many. And we must get back to, you know, our youth. All eyes on our youth. Open the doors, open the blinds.
So with that, y'all, Mark, we do want to run the baby's pictures one more time. Please, y'all. Thank you for all your viewers tonight. We appreciate it.
To look at these
Please
pictures.
share the live. Share these babies' photos. Let's get these babies back. Home where they supposed to be, or in a different environment if that need to be.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because we, you know,
any of the babies listening, you know, we got y'all. Reach out to anybody, a perfect stranger if you want to. We're always open to anything here at 7 Mile Radio, especially with the Bathroom Chronicles.
Yeah,
we love you guys. Any final thoughts, Lou?
Listen, we must just get back to make that main thing the main thing. And that's family. Our kids are dying, and they should not. Our kids are coming up missing, and they should be found. We should know where they're at. Please take time to do something different. Let's start getting back to the village and caring about what's going on around us.
Bird.
Real simple. Father God, we come to you and we just ask you to cover these children, Lord. We ask you to be with the parents. Be with them and strengthen them, Father God. We ask you to hold them close to you and give them comfort during these difficult times.
Yes.
And Lord, put in these children's heart and their minds that they are worthy to be loved. Put it into these parents' mind that they are better than what any seed, that negativity that anybody have planted in them, Father God. And we just ask you just to be with them, comfort them, and love them always. In Jesus' heavenly name, amen.
Amen. What you got here for us?
I feel like, you know, some people don't get along with their neighbors or the people probably across the street. Y'all should all come together, give everybody each other numbers, and if y'all work schedules is different, y'all should take turns. We should take turns and walk kids to the bus, or you know what I'm saying, they don't live too far from the resident, walk them to school, and everybody can just take turns. Everybody have everybody number that's on the block. So if something ain't looking right, or is somebody peeping in somebody's window, you can call them. You know what I'm saying? Even though you might not even get along with your neighbors, we gotta make it right.
Kids make us all come in contact.
I guess my final thought is, like I said during the cast, take 2 seconds, share these babies' photos. Be vigilant. Don't turn your eye to these babies. Like he had said, get out. Look out your window. Pay attention.
Amen.
These babies need you because guess what? They might not even have nobody at home. I got 5 babies, 6 grandbabies, okay? It touches me in every single way to know that these babies are missing. Somebody is missing them. Regardless of ran away, I'm missing, or whatever it is. Be vigilant. Thank you. Just be vigilant. Just stand outside. Stand outside.
Yeah. Right.
Take note of what's going on in your neighborhood. Know what's going on in your neighborhood.
Be nosy.
Shit, be Miss Jackie and
you know.
all on 227.
What's the one be like?
Let's just save our babies.
Yeah,
if you see something, don't walk away from it. If you see
something.
something funny, like he had seen the other day, and a young man walking past, watch out for that baby, because she don't have nobody watching out for her, evidently, and it's gonna take you 2 minutes.
Yeah, and some people parents are at work.
Keep these babies in your prayers. Keep our whole community in your prayers, and bring our babies home safe, y'all. We love y'all.
And start raising these girls. If they 12 years old, let them look like they 12. Quit letting them get them long weaves and tight jeans and halter top shirts. Let them look like they 12 years old. Y'all know these guys out here lurking.
Listen, y'all. And before we close out, I want to give a shout out to a young lady at St. John Hospital. I was at St. John Hospital today, and she walked past. She worked there, and she said, "Hey, Miss Bathroom Chronicles. Y'all come on tonight at 9. And so, Ebony, I want to thank you for watching our show. I want to thank everybody who was on here tonight.
We just want to reach one
listen,
person.
Please share. And I'm not just saying share because we're on it, but share because this one right here, it needs to get out. And parents need to know, like, hey, all eyes on our youth. All eyes on our youth. All eyes on our youth. We are on high alert. We are on high alert. When the U.S. is on high alert, that means all eyes is on everybody. All eyes need to be on our babies.
Hey, bottom line is you can't have our babies.
Right.
We love y'all. Stay safe. See y'all next Friday.
All right.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Warning. You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7